Hello, people. Hello, are you happy people? How you doing? How you happy people? Hang on. There we go. There we go. Right. Been a while. Been resting. Lack of sleep's been catching up to me. It's been a very busy work week. Otherwise, yeah, let's go. So, for anyone not here last time, a lot of things happened. Sid died. The world died. One of the big giant crystals died. You know, all the good stuff. And 5 years have gone by. So basically in the last game, Clive with Sid went to go destroy one of the 4 giant mother crystals, believed to be the reason the world is drying out, literally, from the core.
That night 5 years ago, we destroyed what for many was a symbol of hope. For a reason they'll never know. We cannot blame them for thinking us the cause of their misery. Though it's to give them a better tomorrow, they see only that we've made their lives harder today. Yet the boil must be lanced if it is to heal.
I can't help but wonder if we've made the right choice.
You and me both.
When Sid said that he wanted to create a world where we were free. Free to choose our own path. I honestly don't think it mattered to him if that choice was right or wrong. Only that it was our own.
I miss him.
Yeah, me too. I liked him. It was fun. Yeah.
And dies equals. That's what he wanted. What we want. And that's why I bear his name. It's why we've all chosen to bear his legacy. And I'm not going to let anything stand in our way.
Ride's over, lovebirds. Home, sweet home.
Oh. So that's what's left of the hideaway. A sort of floating ship? Why not? Home sweet home.
Otto was asking after you. Let's go and see him.
Never a dull moment.
The music makes it sound like we're in a holiday home. Ah. The Moogle.
Ah.
Hey, Vroom.
Hello, Clive.
Welcome to the
Word of
stream.
your adventures arrived this morning.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one. No one seems keen to join. Any news while we were all...
None worth mentioning. Should be back any day.
Understood.
Still can't work that. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be, and I'm sure she has her reasons.
I won't tell me.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving.
I'm doing well, Broom. It's good to see you.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Knight.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life. So, could it be that you've come? Very well then. To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself, well, mostly armies. But the real question is...
Well, yeah, that would be notable. Let's have a listen.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures.
Good luck, they've got, looks like their land's a bit
would
black.
sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots.
Ugh.
Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor.
Oh boy.
A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world.
Well, it is the center.
Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
Get a drink.
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and...
Even.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
So, the hideaway is now literally a broken ship in the middle of the ocean. Well, the last few days has been very tiring. It's been a very busy day at work for once, and I've been working on my second game review. Which is now finished.
Lawsman Harpocrat.
Now that is a name I have not. Welcome home, Clive.
I believe this belongs to you.
Oh, gods and men.
Ready? Would that I could do the same. But alas, that said, I have continued, but without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme.
Please, don't.
I fear it is not more books that mayhap we look in.
I'll see what I can.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge.
Not too tired to go filching Kubo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him.
Hush now.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them. Titan took much from us that night, and the wounds that remain.
Which is why we must give them...
That we must.
Good day.
Hehehe.
Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
So, Clive is the new Sid. Didn't expect that.
Not back a blink and you're already... It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like.
The scalpel did most of the work.
Oh, God.
Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav.
Not a Stolas.
And then you get some rest.
So she, like, operated the brand out of him? I thought, like, burn it off.
Gav have thought worthy of a letter.
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the tavern.
Read Gav's letter. Reports, letters are okay. Let's have a look. Republican army marches on the Empire at Twinside, and men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing. I reckon I'll see you're done to wear upon my return. Gav.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our
We're going
chance,
after Titan?
the one we've been waiting for.
The big guy.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well.
So he hasn't been
It's
able to
merely
summon
trying to
Ifrit.
save you from yourself.
And again, she can't talk. She can't summon
Every
Shiva.
burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime
sounds
of
wonderful.
pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now? Now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash.
And dark. And gloom.
But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change
I'm not.
that.
I'm here for the ride.
And to me, that's no burden.
I know.
I don't know why my lips are quivering. Give me a minute.
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that
Ultima.
thing.
Or Ultima, as we're calling him.
Do you think he will ever come back?
Well, he is the Phoenix.
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does.
Well, we're off to kill the big guy.
To a world without mother crystals.
Oh, the traditional Final Fantasy theme. Is that where we're going first? I guess so. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom, there's Joshua.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this...
Jeez.
This is
It's like
far,
a black desert.
far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more.
Is he still on Ultima?
The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
How do you fight Mother Nature exactly? Surprised 5 years have gone by though. I don't get it. There's not much reason for that.
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
Gotta say, how'd you go missing on a boat? A gathering storm.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
I don't know, perhaps
I'll go this way. And then I go over there. I wonder how much more of this game I've got.
What do we know?
some lads from the Imperial blood was spilled. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha...
You think this was...
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip around the Duchy's balls.
Thank you,
They've
Lamia.
strung up everyone
Hello,
who's ever
welcome
set eyes
in.
on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Actually, old Martha
I have to wear a helmet now.
Complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's fallen into the hands of the Empire.
Couple of curse breakers are already on. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is...
Don't worry, Otto.
I'm gonna start limiting you on these bonking usages.
And when it comes to the office. Cuffs. Of course.
Okay. Why not?
It's not that I don't trust Cole to do his bit, you understand?
There. Well, where we go. No, good to see you, Lamia. Hello. How are you?
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
I'll stay where we are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to a physical, shall we?
A physica?
Sid? I trust you don't mind, and it appears
You were saying the Imperials descended like a storm.
Oh, I've been doing,
Fury.
been doing okay.
Martha tried to step in and
Not
calm
that I've
things
been
down.
ill or anything, I've just been tired.
All our
Been a
efforts got
hard-working
nowhere.
week
A pair
for
of
once.
shackles and a hard march.
And I've still,
Any idea where?
been practicing
Judging by
my
their tracks, they
3D
headed
stuff
towards
behind
Sorrowwise
the
Bay.
scenes.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
Boss, Jill and I will go after them.
We will.
I tried this program called
before you go, One of the
Warudo,
locals heard something.
but
He said
it was
soldiers were
burning
talking about
my
Cullen.
system pretty quickly.
I don't know how big this is, but
You do the same.
Within literally only 10 minutes, my system was already getting super hot, so I had to leave that. You can't make me!
That was no talent at all. It was a message.
Not a question of me going to
It's a
bed,
calling.
it's a question of if I sleep.
Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
And when I say tired, I don't mean lack of sleep for once. I mean more like just been generally hard-working week. I've also, just been trying to think of September's debut.
If those horses touch you.
But no, it's good to see you, good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Right, let's get some practice. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, I think. This is all brand new, so I want to make absolutely sure everything, you know, it's all works. The magic mirror? I have to know that one now. Alright, I'll know that one down. I know that one. I've also been writing a review.
Up ahead.
She looked good.
Martha.
Don't worry about me. Tell us what happened. The black sheep.
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. The poor souls turned on the Imperials.
Then, Martha, do you think you can make it back?
What does it mean by the curse breakers? A unit drawn from those of fighting age, among the who conduct operations liberate bearers from slave. Curse breakers, literally. Beginning as a loose collection who chose to rid themselves of their bearer brands that they may serve, the orders greatly expanded. I did not know that. No, so I'm just practicing in the background, just testing how my computer handles it. I'm doing if I have the energy, a practice stream on Sunday.
Is this some sort of twisted joke?
I want to test it with Venian or the Twitch integrated throwing system to see if things can be thrown at me, maybe. And then once I've done that, it'll be a case of setting a day. I'm gonna do it in September purely because I want to be ready, and I'll be going away in a bit. Because I just it's only for a few days, don't worry. At best it'll be for about 4 days. Oh Jesus. Just have to save your bonks. What do you mean don't leave here? Don't turn yandere on me. I know I'm also hoping that the 3D forms will help me push towards my goal of 1,000 Twitch people.
There might still be someone inside.
Oh jeez, they're dead. Kind of overkill to kill them when they're already dying.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bit colluding with the enemies of the Empire.
I'm just gonna kill them all.
And for their crimes, to dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and...
Okay.
How dare you speak those words? Have you
When's your debut, Lamia?
This won't take long.
Is it your debut as a 3D person or 2D person? Oh. I won't be able to watch that, unfortunately, will I? Oh, damn it. I'll have to wish you all the best in spirit. Saying that, though, as long as you're not, like, debuting when I'm asleep, I'll at least come in to say hi and use mobile internet. It's the least I can do. My debut will probably be early September. Because obviously I want to get comfortable using it. Make sure I have all the programs I need.
I think so.
Maybe get a channel trailer done. And maybe new overlays. That one's, I don't know, the last one. I'm just going to wonder if I can get the 1,000 Twitch people, because then I have to do a maid dress stream, which I'm looking forward to.
I didn't see the abbot.
I gotta get 1,000 first. I've only just beaten 800. Well, she's dead.
Found her.
The abbot.
He's dead too.
The bearers died protecting it, calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Hence why they literally turned to ash and stone.
Clive.
We're friends of Martha.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are.
It looks like he's ready to be facing a garden.
So the Black Shields will return. Rosaria will never be safe. Tell Martha to beg Sid's aid.
And he's gone.
Sid! In here! We found a survivor!
But looking at his body, I don't think he...
Clive. He's gone.
Thank you! Yeah, so... Practice stream Sunday is with either Venian or the Twitch integrated throwing system. To see if I can get things set up so objects can be thrown up a 3D guy. And after that, it's just getting assets ready.
But the bears...
Probably a channel trailer
No,
for
they didn't.
most. I found somebody
But
that
it was
makes
their
them.
choice.
Overlays
They knew
are
the fate that awaited
secondary.
them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for.
Martha said they rose from their beds. Through...
I've gathered the bearer's remains.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself.
We'll do it.
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
But no, otherwise, yeah. I'm just being a bit cautious this time round. After I've got the 3D done, I'll be using that for a long time. No new models or anything. The only thing of a long-term goal, I guess, is maybe one of those leap motions. But they're not. But they're expensive as all heck. There we go. Oh, you have to go around. It's kind of daft, honestly. And September, I've already outlined the games I'm going to stream. I'll do like a little trailer for that at least. I can make that. But there we go. What the hell? Is that an Ahriman? Oh, it's a bounty? Every now and then, more ferocious, defeating them, okay.
You think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has.
Whoa!
It's a floating eyeball.
Nope. Nope. Jesus, fingers.
Nice try.
Down. Jesus. Nope. Keeps getting me the twin. Yo!
Nice try.
There we go. Quagga! Jesus, Sphinx! Got me. Oh, he got me good. Down! Whoa, 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 whoa. Down! Now! Ignition! Bitch!
Give me thunder!
Nope. Fire! What's he doing? Jesus, thing's relentless! Jesus, I can't believe it's safe.
Nice try.
He keeps getting me with that move. Down. Ah. Bring it. There we go. He gave me a lot of money, which I can't do out with.
You didn't see that coming.
I didn't expect it to just flop in the wild. So those are the wanted monsters I heard of in the reviews.
That must be the bridge.
Well, let's go see these guys off. I guess it's their equivalent of being buried at sea.
So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
Yeah.
I hope so.
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Where we go? Is there a faster way back? Yes, there is. I'm going to be lazy. Call me lazy. I don't care. No, for September streamings, I've got 4 games lined up.
Best off staying
Ooh,
where we are.
Rayman, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, the Rayman DLC, Lies of P, and the many adventures of Mr. Cool.
No one survived then.
I'm sorry. Before we...
Doesn't mean I won't. Cole said you cast their remains, but it should have been me.
How?
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night. I assumed it was all nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand.
And in ordinary times you would have been right.
Jeez.
Which begs the question. My mother obviously has a hand in this.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right, if those Imperials think they can come in here again and oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto. He asked me to tell you that Gav has...
Then we must as well.
We can stay...
No need.
Okay. Quest completed. I've got to want something to do with all this money. Well, the musical tune's not there, someone has to do it. Right, zoom out. I do like the fact you can... Why is there a plus? Hang on. Why is there a plus? Curiosity killed the fox in this case. I want to go lookies. Is this a chocobo to ride today?
You handy, of course you are. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not?
Chocobo.
You heard me right, and not just any. Whiteheart and
Oh.
her flock are the bravest bird.
Chocobos.
It's true. Right, they say. Oh, go on then.
Well, I want to do this.
There's it.
Where can I
I saw him cut across the way, yo. You save Whiteheart, and don't worry.
I'm sure I...
Good luck.
Oh, I definitely want to do this side quest. And then I'll keep going with the story.
Whiteheart.
I do love the music
That's
in
quite a
this
name for a
game.
chocobo.
I don't care. It is amazing. I've been reading in the news lately that Square Enix's stock has tanked because of this game. And, a white feather. But the issue is, with today's market, because this is labelled as a big action RPG, but it's not an RPG. It's closer to Devil May Cry than anything else. And, what is it? I don't know, it's just weird.
These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
There. Jeez, that's a big one.
We got you, Cor. You didn't. You've been bad for business.
Not around.
Oh.
Because she's something of a hero. You heard her.
Yes,
All right then.
Let's go. Let's kill that one. Scarlet Cyclone. Do. There you go, he's dead. Going up. You're not dead. Don't know where the fuck that guy came from. Get down. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Ah. Miss me. Miss me. Boom. Get down. Bandara! And go! I like it hot.
Nice try.
Nope. Nope. You're not very good at this. The spoiled young victor. That's me. And there's the white chocobo.
You're safe now. White heart, I presume.
Huh? Talking to Toggle?
Do you know her, boy?
Missing an eye.
That scar. It couldn't be.
Where? It's the same chocobo that he was raised with.
Ambrosia.
It's the same chocobo.
It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! I thought I'd come and see. Oh, and the whole.
Thankfully, they did.
I didn't think that'd be a chocobo.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mound. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her
Yeah.
Bird like her would have cost a princely sum.
Well...
Oh, no, sorry, I...
What is it, girl?
She wants her map.
Ah.
Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it?
Hey, I get to ride
Well,
a
look at
chocobo
me if this ain't a
today.
heartwarming sight. Oh.
Hey, looking snazzy. Don't know why my lips are quivering it today. I don't know why. Let me... My model's gonna wig out.
Cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
Ah, a few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course.
I think that's
But she's earned her right to happiness. Don't you worry. You hear that, Whiteheart?
And it's got a cool eye patch too.
That's it. When those chocobos...
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Anyhow.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
So I think I did do the side quest. Because now I get to sing the song of Chocobo. Wonder what that final number is. Hang on. You see it? That number 45. Hang on. I don't know what value that is. Chocobo unlocked. Hold R3 on the field of summon Ambrosia. Yep. Let's head back to the hideaway. It's just one of those delightful earworms that get stuck in your head, like the coming with this, coming in now of this.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
Whoa.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion?
That must be
after the
another
fall
mother
of Drake's
crystal.
Head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that
Jeez, it's like a giant island. Kind of like Manhattan.
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to
Oh, the temptation of the shinies.
And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek.
Sambrek.
Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals.
I wonder if the mother crystals represent different elements or if they're just literally giant
Four
crystals.
mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in
Oh, that's a name.
And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate.
Why'd you need it? Alright. Sorry, that was just a relative broke a draw.
And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
I have good name, but I have big guns.
What are we waiting for?
A flagon of ale. And a lamb shank. In sauce. Oh, and some nuggets. Oh, nuggies. There's the Moogle. Otto's counter is now open. Alliant reports, the patron's whisper, the hunt board. Where we go?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Right, so let's see. So, reading table, the wall of... Hang on. There's a quest all the way over here. Jesus. Oh, the forge. To be fair, I'd like to have a camp on a ship. Sounds cool, honestly. Even have a little vineyard.
Won't be long now, Martel. See,
is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just...
It's good to know there's something of the...
Martel's pride and joy. I took it on, you see, after she... And not only is it ready, it's actually...
Impressive.
I thought this first harvest could go to... You couldn't take them some good...
Go on.
It'll be nice.
Oh, sure, here you go. Martel apples, they're called.
Martel's apples, they sound delicious and crunchy.
You hear that, Martel?
Nothing beats a fresh, juicy apple, folks. I don't know what brand of apples you guys have, but my favorite kind are called Pink Ladies over here. Red delicious apples and golden delicious apples. They're not yellow, they're just called golden delicious apples. I'm also don't mind a bit of lemon. Not lemon, melon. I especially like the honeydew melons. Melon's very juicy. Melon's very juicy.
Did you come through the forge today?
No, so what is it? Yeah, so I was reading on the gaming news that this game has tanked Square Enix's sales. And I was thinking, compared to the previous Square Enix entries, this game is one of their better ones. There's no stupid microtransactions, it looks good, it plays good. What's wrong with Pink Lady apples?
You two look like you could use some...
An A sponsor man, good to see you.
Now, where have I heard that?
Weren't she the girl?
Of course she...
I am brave as a bear.
These aren't those apples. She'd have been perhaps...
There we go. Give one a win. And there we go. Oh wow, they look good.
Blimey, these take me back. Old Sid was the only one who could see and have them right from the branch. Made Martel livid.
That sounds like this.
Planning on keeping that look. Hang on. I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all that. Clive, tell the lad down in the...
Well, you can leave the basket with me. I'll see.
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Hold on a minute, I'm gonna talk to Nectar. Clive, there you are, Kupo! Too much chemical spray on it.
What's the matter, Nectar?
The matter is this, Kupo.
The hunt board. It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those, just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean...
So I need your help. I need a reminder. I'm the mightiest no fiend
Right. Well, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. The last thing they need is ungodly, and perhaps I can.
Ask about... View the hunt board. So I've killed the Ironman. The Angel of Death. What does it say? Clairview, Sambrique, the Broken Hill Sorcerer, Clairview, Sambrique, and Rosaria, the Broken Hill.
Oh, Clive!
The patrons, what does that mean?
Oh, no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his... I still catalogue every item that arrives.
This is the Patron's Whisper.
Is everything we've received and everything
Completing will
promised.
earn Clive renown, aspiring from across the Twins to donate money. Visit Desiree to... Okay, let's have a look. Oh.
There you are.
Oh, it's like mini trophy hunting.
All done?
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look.
None available at the moment. What'd it say? Let me just recheck this. Clairview, Sambrique, and the Broken Hill. Clairview, Broken, Sambrique, Rosaria. Sambrique, Rosaria. Sambrique, Rosaria. Sambrique, Rosaria. Sambrique, Rosaria. Sambrique, Rosaria. I am losing my mind. Yeah. Don't think I ever had one. There's Charon.
Is it business or pleasure?
Maybe both. Oh, Jeebus Nelly. What's this? Automatically charges magic spells and maintains the charge. Increases limit break. Breath, okay. Go that one.
You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here.
As a new song, as a 40 grand to buy a new song. Jeebus.
You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that.
Well, I can't. Well, I can't. You're literally the only store available. You've got them enough.
What do you need?
You will be friendly.
What do you want?
Flame tongue. Oh, that looks cool.
Should last you a good while.
Right, so there's literally no I can do at the moment. This chicken has trained its human to dance. Look. Dance for me. Well, you go 5 years. 5 years time, we'll all be trained by chickens. Well, for now, until September, I'm happy with the 2 games I'm streaming. Being Final Fantasy XVI and Potion Permit.
The curse break, they were clearly very...
They remembered her. I suppose she was very... She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had... When she died, I named a sapling after her.
And through you.
I did.
By the way, Otto's expect...
Of course not. They like your fruit, Martel?
Oh, so that final... Hang on. So this little green thing at the bottom... My head's blocking it. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Where my left ear points to. That's renown. The 55. Right. So at this point, I can only literally go to one place. Out of curiosity, that's Eastpool. That's the Dim. So this is Rosaria. It'd be that... Where is it? That rest at Rosaria? Cannot remember. Other place would be Sambreek. Or Bellow Downs. Lost Wing. Northreach. Whatever. Dragons. Right, let's just go here. I have a feeling the name will come to me when I go back to the hunt board. It's just one of those things I can never quite piss and remember. Southern Rosaria.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
Sorry, that's the neighbour's dog.
Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance. Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
Fighting time?
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
Ironhome?
For what?
Torment?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past.
Oh.
If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
Is Ironhome her past?
It together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Bloodlines.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should...
Hey!
There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can, and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Faster!
I like to ride my chocobo all day.
You deserve a rest.
I am the Thunder! Discharge 30 lightning balls, excluding battles in the Houses of Virtue. You know, when I look at the what doesn't help with this... Oh yeah, so what was I mentioned before I go on a tangent. So Square Enix shares have been tanking thanks to this game, reportedly. And my take on it is because it's a PS5 exclusive. There is nothing wrong with exclusives. Nothing wrong at all. But this game is a big departure from the previous Final Fantasies. I mean, I know I'm not the biggest veteran. I've played like 5 of them. And I haven't even completed that many. I've played 4, couldn't beat it. 7 Remake, 10, some of 12, 13. I beat the sequels, but not the OG. And 15, I got halfway through and then I got bored.
Lord Elwyn.
Quiet, you!
Jill.
Hmm? Black Knight.
Rosaria must be cleansed of this. 'Twould be a pity to make...
Of course, your lordship.
Black Knights.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small?
Then they must be here for some...
Okay.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like
Another TV series. I've watched the Final Fantasy VII movies. And I played Crisis Core.
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. They've been attacked. The Empire wants answers and...
Don't they just...
Keep your ears open, eh? You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 feet?
Okay. No, I haven't watched any TV series. I've watched the Final Fantasy VII movie, Advent Children.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shield. At least I think there was a Black Shield.
Was this the first time?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. If only we were. I might have turned him in.
You don't
I want
think
you...
these firebrands
Yeah.
the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing, though.
Don't you go telling these straight.
What the hell?
I speak for the people of this village. You are to leave
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then this village will not.
Cannot
Then
argue.
we shall be on our way.
It's weird how the cutscene quality shifts from, like, lips
These
moving
people live with a knife to their throats.
to the more beautiful
Mistaken
mocap
belief that if
scenes.
they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosaria would have the courage to stand against the Empire?
Sorry.
A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find
It's
them before
bloody
the Imperials
warm.
do? Perhaps the next village will yield more.
Right, away we go.
Run like the wind. This pass will take us through the mountains.
Let's go.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks.
Yep. That's half the fun. What the hell?
Ever since the Apodatory, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking? The mother crystals.
Yeah. Boom.
You're not going to like it.
Howdy. There we go. Why have you banned that word? Alright, I will be mentioning the woolen things on your feet. Whoa! There we go. Boom! No, so yeah, so I think what hurts this game in terms of sales-wise are three factors. From the least to most is the exclusivity. Yes, the PS5 exclusivity deal will hurt it, but there have been a few PS5 exclusives which haven't hurt their company. I mean, like, the Ratchet & Clank game that came out, Rift Apart, that was a PS5 exclusive. It's on PC, but not the point. I don't exactly make Insomniac Games tank. The Demon's Souls remake was a PS5 exclusive. But From Software didn't exactly lose any money. I think it was because Square Enix expected it to be like a multi-billion selling game, making tons and tons and tons and tons of money. Because Square Enix, admittedly, over the last few years, have been dreadful. Oh, not dreadful, like stupid kind of thing. They've been making and publishing games.
More of my mother's men.
But the games have been like these stupid microtransaction nonsense. Been like the Marvel Avengers game that was developed by the Square Enix or Crystal Dynamics that made the Tomb Raider games. It would have been good, but they made it a grindy, expensive mess. Then they did Babylon's Fall, a game that was so unpopular. There was only one person playing it at one point. One person in the world was playing their new game. Marvel's Avengers, admittedly, at its level, is a fine game. I found it quite fun using all the characters, I will admit. Like, their characters had the right sense of movement. And what do you mean by odd? Can you explain what you mean by odd? Blood.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
That's what just happened. Well, to be fair, it was a demo, but you're not wrong.
You were told to
the Black Shields.
You know who we are. And why then? We owe you our thanks. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night.
The heroes felt fine, but what made the game off was the fact you're paying for a full-price game, but the amount of grinding it took to get the things you wanted, or to actually enjoy the game, was ridiculous. Then you had Babylon's Fall. Babylon's Fall was published by Square Enix, but was also developed by Platinum Games, who I think were honestly doing it for a paycheck. The game was awful. I didn't play it, but I saw it. The game was that bad. There was only one person in the entire world that was reported to have been playing Babylon's Fall. When one person and then a planet of over 600 million gamers is playing your game, you're doing something wrong. It's just they've had their heads in the clouds about microtransactions, chain farming, whatever you want to call it. And Final Fantasy VII, they are milking out the arse. They did that, what is it? The Final Fantasy VII Soldier mobile game. They canned after 10 months. They've then announced another Final Fantasy VII mobile game. And I'm going, why? Yes, Final Fantasy VII was a thing. We know it's a thing. It was always a thing. Make something fucking new. So I think they're like these stupid high hopes that Final Fantasy XVI was going to make all the money they've lost out because of their previous stupid stuff.
Tell me what I want in the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Yeah.
Your friends have been found. They await you in all.
Right, Final Fantasy Soldier would have been funnier if it wasn't PvP.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
They cancelled it after 10 months. And now they're making Final Fantasy VII Genesis, which is based on Sephiroth before he turned all the human, air quotes, Sephiroth. Before he went all mental crazy, kill all the planets and people kind of thing. And so I'm just going, who the hell cares? It's good they're making games, that's fine. When they're making games, you need like a mini computer in your hand, not a mobile. It doesn't work.
Death.
Because we're getting to the point now where these mobile games have all the graphic quality of a PS4 game.
Found her.
Oh. They were hanged? No, not hanged. They were left to just starve and die. Who's that? That must be his uncle. Branded? 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 They were all branded!
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it.
Yeah, well, that part don't bother me because mobile games have always been seen as a way to play the games. They've got like this machine now where you can like plug a controller on your mobile phone and play it as a mini Steam Deck. That part don't bother me either.
Here like this.
Just out of curiosity, so where was it? Martha's Rest, Green Shakes, Broken Hills, The Dim, Amber, Hawk's Stride. Right, so that's one thing. Second thing,
made it this far south,
I think this game is a little too different than what people had in mind. Because, I'm going to be honest, this, I don't honestly think is an RPG.
Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross.
If anything, it's closer to a Devil May Cry game. Even in the way that you move around. I mean, like, you have the 3 square strikes, the 4 square strike there. You have a gunning option and a charge gunning option. You have different styles, each of their own gimmicks. The dash, the grip, the lightning bolt, like the styles Devil May Cry 3. You have the auto dodge. You have a more or less devil trigger in the bar up there. You know, that kind of thing.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road. Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
I can't summon my chocobo.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
You find no succor to the South Travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has...
Come on.
Come on. Fly, Ambrosia.
Oh, it can. I was just seeing if it could glide. But no, it's, I think the game's just a bit too much of a departure to some people. I don't personally have anything wrong with it. I don't mind it.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
And the third? Squeenix expected too much of it.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Right, before I go any further, let me just get things set up, I think. Abilities. The remove channeled. What's this? So I have 2 grand's worth of points. So does that mean I get 3 bars now? Okay. So, Blind Justice. Launch targets are determined by ball lightning. Can be caused discharge dealing if the target is attacked. Okay. What else have we got? Flames of Rebirth. Rising Flame. Okay. I'll buy that. Right, yeah, so I've got 3 bars now.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy. Voice friends, dogs there.
Oh god.
You can't ignore us forever.
Well, they can.
Let us in or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here.
Oh, good enough for
Fuck off. Hang the chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
Oh god.
Back to your stalls!
Cut you down where you stand. Destroy it.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We need to find another
Get
way.
your knives and pitchforks!
I thought we might be able to reason with the...
I suspect everyone. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. My uncle once told me that the nobles had ton...
Ah, we're going underground. We're going on. The Lazarus are back in that village. Looks like we're going spelunking.
If you're sure, do you think it's safe?
I think Square Enix need to do is evaluate why the sales are tanking so much. They couldn't expect this one game to revive all the money they've lost over the last couple of years.
The good news is
The game is good, but it has a few issues.
Maybe they found who they were looking
But
for.
they're issues more in the odd sense of the game they're trying to build. Can't really explain it, and I'm gonna play the game all the way through. But how they advertise this game doesn't match with what the game is. The Lazarus District.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
So I can't go that way. Come on, fight.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Seriously, dude? You really want to do this?
Or not.
Yeah, boom. Boom! All done. The common enemies are too easy in this game. It's kind of pathetic. I don't know, the weaker enemies don't feel of any challenge, and the big enemies feel too much like sponges. There's no life in the
I've
ground.
only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Oh, do we know this guy?
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear
Oh!
from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is.
So Wade?
So Wade.
The guy from the beginning. Just hug him. Or a handshake. That'll do.
We can speak inside.
So if we didn't kill him or set him on fire, people, that would have been really good. We murdered innocent people. And my camera's gone. No joke, it's just gone. Excuse me. Why have you gone? Yeah, for some reason my model camera has just completely died, and I have no idea why. Yep, the camera has completely died.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after.
Oh, it's back now.
Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bears out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even though
either that or she's gone mental.
Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
And since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown.
Oh, he's got a new one.
As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Joshua.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready.
What kind of salute was that?
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yeah, I'm having some issues with my model today. Sorry.
Yours and ours.
Let me try one other thing.
We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
Nope. I don't know what to do.
I was
It
hoping
keeps
you'd
doing it.
say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
Right, turn my camera a bit.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Yeah. Let us go for the later tomorrow.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Right, this way.
We'll show him as much mercy as they...
Tell us then, so...
Nothing fancy. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, this will allow us to wage back. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units.
How small exactly?
Small enough. Now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You have...
So wait. The bearers from Old Ed have been very good. As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
There is but one thing which will putting an end.
And so we...
Let's go. Black or white. Throughout the main scenario, who are keen. However, depending, they may choose to remain at the hideaway. I can't teleport there, which sucks.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
Why do you have to keep pressing the button to go through a gate?
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Right. That's bad. Yeah, my camera is really misbehaving today. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's like it's not tracking my face. Either that or it just doesn't want to know. Alright, give me a minute. I have to turn it off and redo it. Yoink. Right, while I'm trying to do that, I'll just make my way there.
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
The bastards.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Thanks, Gal.
Right, let me try it one more time. Doesn't work. I'll have to use the inbuilt webcam because I think this camera is on its way out. Hey guys.
What is it now? I told you.
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy could guard die?
Alright, let's kill him.
For us area!
For us area!
Your petty revolution ends.
Yeah!
These are swords, we swear.
Let's do this.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
Nya. Boom! There we go, there we go, there we go.
The Imperials aren't taking any chance.
Da, 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 da. Die, 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 die! Hang on, for some reason my model's now looking down. Jeez, my camera is really unstable right now. Oh, my hands are too slippery to adjust it. I'll have to make do. Oh, bah! No?
A noble stand.
Oh, not a dragoon!
Albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of
yeah, you. Jesus, that took a lot. Boom! Jesus. Get down. There we go. There we go.
So Wade! Found her. There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
Get down. Uh-oh. Nope. No. There we go. Ignition! Done. Enemy slain. Jeez, that's a lot of items.
I don't see any.
Must have got them all.
Nor do I.
It did. We sent every last one of the... Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings.
Perhaps. She'll move swiftly to...
And then it will... I often wonder if the nation her fields rot. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every... Yet be that as it may. It is... For as long as the Firebird's flame and her loyal subjects may dream of...
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Porter's old... A sound.
Quest complete. And I got some renown too. Nice.
And how long has my uncle been funding?
Since the beginning. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard.
I suppose a formal request.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if you...
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something...
So what's he got? You're gonna give me a Bible?
It's the mark of the Guardians. Display.
You accept the burnt blade from Wade. That was a rhyme. I'm like a poet. I didn't even know it.
You do. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever...
I know.
Right, let's move on with the story a bit. I do the side quests entirely in my own time. Oh wow. Port Isolde, the Imperial Province of Rosaria. Rossfield Manor.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Not a chance.
That sounds inviting. My controller's shaking too.
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rossfield died long ago.
Oh yeah, I'm stood right here.
And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue.
Huh?
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to her serene holiness.
Is he reciting?
Saint Sybil, the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
I think he's reenacting. Yeah.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Oh.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really
Yay! Something happened! I've been playing this game for 15 hours. This is the first happy thing.
Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on,
I'm waiting for the evil. They're poisoning. They're selling.
see that you use the good plates.
Okay, sir. I will put away the plates made of poo. I will use the plates made of human skin.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but
Vicereine?
These atrocities are a new low.
Here we go. Former Duchess, now Empress. It was her life's purpose to preserve a phoenix-bearing bloodline, for which reason she betrayed her husband, so she might enter in a league with a force she judged the mightier. As Vicereine of the Imperial Province. Vicereine? What the hell's Vicereine?
Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
Hang on, I'm just looking up that word.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of
Viceroy.
obedience. That's all I can do to aid
Oh,
Wade
the
and his
wife of
merry
a
band of
viceroy.
revolutionaries.
What's a viceroy?
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive.
20.
The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Well, why not?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Because I am his uncle.
Whose authority?
Mine.
By your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
I will give 16-1 credit. For any of the gripes I have, its story is good. And its characters are really damn good.
You were always such a good boy. But now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken...
How did he get these giant ass things? These giant ass taxidermy leopards through the door?
Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my... This will be fun.
We're about to set the sea with my name. It's sorry with tea. I'm going on the West Navy and a Billy Bad rum. Hey ho, the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. Hey ho, I have come, then we'll take and go.
Go on.
Now I'll be
She's a
set
fine
to
ship, isn't
sea,
she?
and you all will come with me, and you will be fast to
Once
sea,
outfitted,
or I'll push you
She'll
into
bear us across the
now.
boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Hey ho, the Willerman come, and I will bring you sugar and rum. Hey ho, the weather come.
Monsters.
Monsters.
When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could.
Oh.
And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's.
Yeah, don't work like that.
I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused.
No wrong with that.
And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all.
There is a lot of cutscenes though.
I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand?
Of course.
I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that,
I get the feeling another epic
I need
fight's
to come
about
to
to come
terms with
chat.
my past.
The story is moving at a really good pace.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
No, come on now, kiss that girl.
Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
So I wonder if I'll gain the abilities of Bahamut, Shiva, and Titan.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
And there's just a random guy in the background carrying a barrel. And Toggle's just there listening in like the loyal dog he is. Right. Here be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Typical nobles.
There we go.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. What will it be to...
The Iron Kingdom.
You'll soon be setting sail. The mother crystal that rises from the boy. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosaria...
Oh, cutscene time. I think.
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm.
Its church?
Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline
orthodoxy.
And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies.
Oh, so they consider
Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Stannis, home of Drake's breath, and plucked it from the duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy.
Oh yeah, because the island's not really that far from the mainland.
The Mother Crystal is both the object of making Drustin, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall want.
My father and my grandfather had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria. I'd say you'd be forgiven.
But
okay.
There's not much else to do here.
Let's talk to the guy with the plus sign over there.
We never hear. There are new billets being posted every day.
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn, and if I'm honest, he ain't. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks. Something's getting him down. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear.
Go on.
Fine.
Knew you.
But if he doesn't want to talk.
Alright, now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at. Wait a bit.
Okay. Blacksmith's Blues. That was my phone that just went off.
think so.
Jill, you weren't talking about
No.
Imrine.
I spoke of
Imran.
The leader of the Crystalline Orthodox. It's what I need to do to put the past, and I know that I can do it.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, all while sitting.
We'll make him.
Right, so I get the feeling this next chapter is going to consume the rest of the stream chat. Let's do it. We get the warning. That'll be... We didn't get the warning. But usually when we go to a new place, it tends to consume the entire rest. The boiling sea. Does that mean the sea's hot? Does it just bubble over? Tired.
Useful trick. Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
This may be the only chance I get to go back.
Has the
My
petrification
only chance
process
to put
already
things
started?
right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
Does petrification hold true of dominance as well?
All right.
As I remember, when Sid was using the power of remove, he always had some right knockback from it. He was always coughing up blood.
There she is.
Maybe when Jill uses the power of Shiva too much, it hurts her.
Drake's breath.
That looks like the Mother Crystal of Fire. Because usually each Mother Crystal's an element. Looks like Blight's hit this place bloody damn hard.
Strong currents, sharp rocks, and ether floods. Let's not forget them. This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency, allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen.
Jeez, it looks like a mountain up there.
If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
All right. Let's go.
Fire and ice.
I always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once, though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
As was I.
Oh.
For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secrets only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard it anymore.
The perfect little
I get the feeling we're fighting those Akashic things.
They're all Akashic.
The ether flood must have spread.
Yeah, boat. Go find a certain doggo, making me go a little bit feral. There we go. Level up. There we go. Huh?
Was that an earthquake?
They happen all the time. That wasn't even a bad one. It's nothing to worry about.
Earthquakes here. Let me just punish it. Shame I can't use Fire Guard. Be cool if I could. Right, I'm gonna be fighting waves of these Akashic enemies. Whoa! Nope. Get down. Jesus. Doing a right number on me. Right. Screw this! There we go. Nope. Nope. Let's try. Kneel before me. Nice try. There we go. Can you die now? I dodged. Yay.
The old arboretum is just up ahead. We'll enter the caves from there.
There we go. Pain in the ass, but not too hard. Right, got to get through the gate and kill the next Akashic. Probably those trees. Come on, mini boss time.
Ugh, look at this place. What a mess.
Wait.
Yeah, I thought so. An Akashic Marlboro.
It's turned.
Nothing a shield of Rosaria can't handle. Just like old times.
Be sure to keep clear of his wall.
Believe me, I mean to. That's foul.
Don't breathe it in.
Going up. Nope.
Nice try.
Jesus, Vic has a lot of health. Get down.
Not good.
There we go. Come on. Ah. That'll do. That was quick. Oh, poo.
I still can't believe they can jump. At least things have roots.
Actually, at least worries. Ow.
Nice try.
Come on. Down. There we go. Haha. You get down, you're dead. And now... ignition! Done.
Enough.
Just remember, kids, smoking's bad for you. Yeah, why not?
Yes.
I've been spat on and breathed on by an angry Medusa plant, so why not? Is that the heat? Yeah, it must be, because the room's like bending.
It's like a furnace in here.
We're inside the volcano. You get used to the heat, though I don't remember it being quite this hot.
Hold on.
Was that one cause for concern?
It was. And they're getting bigger. Something.
Yeah. Boom, yeah, that, boom. Ha. I love that combo's really nice to get some good damage. So let's get the goodies. Heal. Ignition, bitch. Oh, madam. Done. There we go. Let me shock you.
There's a good boy. Help me, boy.
Hey. Get down.
Nice try.
And boom. Jeez, how much health does this thing have? These enemies are like mini bullet sponges. They have so much health, it's not funny. There we go. Oh, go the wrong way. Why not?
Guess we're all ready. Ready, guys.
There we go. Oh, chest. There's something good in it. Not really, but it'll do.
Fuck. Is there no other way across?
Yeah, it looks a little hard. What's she gonna do? Oh, she's off. She used the power of Shiva.
Quickly, before it melts.
This is going to be close. Come on!
Anytime now, Shiva.
Let's not do that again.
No. Let's not.
And that's the first time I've seen her use her dominant power since she came to my team.
They don't look too tough.
Perhaps not alone, but in numbers like these.
Let's set the thing on fire, why not? I miss the old days where if you used a fire spell, they actually detonate quicker.
Well, we aren't going this way.
Let's look for another path.
This way? Getting closer to the mother crystal.
Drake's breath.
We're nearly at the oratory.
over there.
What the hell is that?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, whatever it is, I don't think it's friendly.
Pyrogar. It's like a slime. And it's called Red Moose. This thing's not really doing much. Not really, it's kind of pathetic. That's the only time it's hit me. Oh, there you go, that's true. Done. That was literally a slime I just killed. Mithril wristlets. There's gonna be a boss fight now.
One of the demons. But they never leave the lava.
If I didn't know better, I think this volcano was about to erupt.
Why attack us then? They're peaceful creatures.
This one must be the exception.
It's just it's just the thing from the first bit. Oh, it reminds me of a pangolin. Bloody bouncing on me! Where's this Sonic the Hedgehog? Ow. Get down. I'm getting annoyed with these enemies having tons of health like this. It's not fun. Come on.
What's it doing?
Nothing good, I'll wager. Nice try.
Oh, and it explodes.
Nice try.
And it set things on fire. And it rolls over. What is this? A pet? I keep mistiming that. And now, kneel. If you're gonna roll over and do tricks, I command you to lie down. Now, time to turn up the heat. At least I can turn it off.
Nice try.
Oh. It is pounding me. Oh. And that move keeps hitting me all the time. I can never quite get the timing down. Get down. And now, time to turn up the heat, as Hades would say. Dead. Jesus. I actually got EXP out of that. That's how strong that thing was. Well, if it's not dead now, it will be.
You hurt?
Just hot. Thank you.
Quite a commotion our friend made. Let's hope the guards didn't hear it.
The gate to the inner chambers is just up there.
Alright.
Then we make for the sanctuary. I need to finish this. Before the heat finishes me.
Well, yeah, imagine being a commander of ice. The dominant of ice.
We'll enter the Conric by
in
the
a fire volcano.
quarters.
Won't be that helpful.
It was always a hive of activity.
Sounds like we'll have a hard time staying out of sight.
We won't have to. There's someone there I should very much like to see.
Who makes a home in a volcano anyway? Sneaky, sneaky, sneak, 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 sneaky, sneak, sneak. They really need stoves to buy a frickin' volcano. Looks like it's all housemaids.
Lady Marley, it's me. By the mother. Jill, it can't be. It is, my lady. We cannot talk here. Come with me.
I will react only to the dog, not the big burly man.
I'm so glad you're safe.
Right. When he gets to a point I can play, that'll do.
Why ever would you risk coming back? Are you a fool?
No, we're just going to destroy a giant crystal.
Or have you grown tired of your freedom already?
Forgive me, my lady, but I had to come back. There are things I left undone. Tell me, where is the Patriarch?
At this hour, he'll be in the Comric, giving thanks.
Oh, God.
You mean... Oh, that fiend! Clive, we have to get to the sanctuary. Now. Lady Marley, you must flee this place, gather your things, and go.
Now listen here, Jill.
We have company.
This way. Follow this passage. It leads straight to the Comric. Go on, stop dawdling.
I think she's going to be dead soon.
You were always so kind to me. My light in the darkness. Take care, my lady, please. You deserve better than this. A long and happy life, promise me.
Well.
I'll live if you promise to do the same.
Yeah, I get the feeling she ain't gonna live that long. Right, that'll do.
Come on, Clive.
Right, and we will stop here. I thank you all very much for coming to watch the stream. Right, let's see. I'm gonna go raid me a doggo. Right. Until then, next time you will see, and this stream will be with me, having a collab with a VTuber T and a bit of bedroll. Yeah, so we're gonna go raid the doggo Usagi Imu Hime. She is best doggo. Right. So, I'm gonna go raid her, I think. Yeah. Let's go raid. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Next time will be Wednesday, I think. And next stream will be with a friend. Right. I wish you all the best day, folks. Let's go raid my friendo. Right. Bye-bye. See you soon.